Hey everybody, welcome to Valentine TV. I just came to give you a little short update because I haven't did one today, so I gotta give you some update. I gotta do a reaction. I'm reacting from Tisa Tales, of course, and uh she's gonna go over what happened in court today. She's gonna do a little. We're gonna know a little bit about Gina Hunn, and then she's gonna talk to some people on the street also, but mainly a update of how the case went today. Okay, all right. So forgive me, y'all, if it just don't feel too hot today again. Okay, but I'm doing the best I can. So. Y'all ready? Here we go. Let's see what's been going on. All right.
I hope he let me shut up. Anyway, y'all, Gina. The defense told on themselves. They know where Gina is. They're telling us Gina's not coming. They're doing all this stuff. How y'all know so much about Gina? All right. On top of that, Diddy had a whole pharmacy when his house got raided. He had Coca-Cola, ketamine, straws laced with coke and ketamine. He had eye drops. Again, I said it was the type of eye drops I used, Lumify, until the feds ran in the list and they said, oh, no. Those eye drops had MDMA and ketamine in them. I said, those ain't the Lumify I'm using. I just used the Bright Eye one. They said that there was EBL wash that had coca, clear Ziploc bags, with coca and ketamine, MDMA. He had orange pills with a Tesla symbol. That was MDMA. Isn't MDMA the same thing as X? They had white pills.
I don't know. Dang, that's a whole lot of stuff. My gosh.
Xanax mixed with Coca-Cola, Xanax mixed with ketamine, Xanax mixed with meth, Xanax mixed with MDA. Xanax mixed with ketamine. He had blue, green, MDMA. They even had rock in there. They analyzed it though. They said they had purple rock, and I was like, is that crack? But no, it was MDMA. But listen, it was just one. Listen. So anyway, also one thing I thought that was so wholesome for that monster, when they showed the way his bathroom looked, he had some pink oil moisturizer on the countertop. I said, why is it pink oil moisturizer? Well, it's the same bottle everybody has that's been around since 8 things, right? Then they had a box. That's okay. Then they had a box. That said puffy. It had clear pills and
somebody standing too close. And Tisa looking at him like, man, shoot.
Crystal, right? They had. What are you doing? What's up? What are you doing? Yeah, you're making me nervous. Then they had no problem. Then they found micro dosings of mushrooms, okay? Then they found purple rocks, MDMA, right?
I bet her there in security is on standby. You hear me? When she said, what are you doing? You're making me nervous. All right, let's try to concentrate. But darn, Tisa, I hope.
There was baby oil. There was Astroglide. There was, oh my God. You know the best thing for the thing was? So listen, in the courthouse, they had them show where the baby oil was, right? And they had these 2 bags, one with 25 bags of bottles of baby oil, and then another one with 25, and then another one with like 35 bottles of Astroglide. He came in like he had just come in from a Costco haul. The special agent was like, okay. And I said, if this is the way 25 and 35 bottles, he could barely lift it. Can you imagine 1,000 bottles? And he hit Wendy. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate the Cash App. Can you imagine the way things would look with 1,000 bottles of baby oil?
Y'all, I forgot, but y'all, please hit that subscribe button, please. And also, would you please hit the like button if you like the reaction to the video? All right, I appreciate it so much.
Energy said Tisa is a native New Yorker. The way you interact with the public and YouTubers, I can see your heart. We love you. Oh, thank you. Also, where are we at? Okay, right? So anyway, hold on. Let me get a good angle. Am I at a good angle? Do you guys like this angle? in the halls of justice? Or do y'all like this angle? Or do y'all like this angle? Like this with the courtroom. I kind of like this angle because it looks like more official. What y'all think? Kalea Lilly said, "You doing your thing, Tisa. Thank you so much." Okay, so listen, right? They found mushroom pills. He was on mushroom. He was on purple rocks. It was MDMA mixed with Molly. Who knew, right? Lots of baby oil, lots of Astroglide. You know, Diddy keep an Astro. He needs to invest in Astroglide. I'm sure he was about to get Tarisha to make an Astroglide. Anyway, right? Oh, now there's the best part. They found not only the chopper with the serial numbers, but they actually found handguns in a suitcase with a loaded magazine clip and boxes of ammo. Now they tried to say, "Oh, we had that because it was right next to security." And I said, if it's right in security, why didn't you have that blicky literally on you so when things get sticky? If it was right there, then why would you actually do that? It literally makes no sense at all. Snag of Film said, "Damn, how much dragging can one ninja do?" I don't know.
Yo, what happened to all the ones that they got from the Los Angeles home, or or the Florida one? I thought it was I don't know, the sawed off ones. You know what I mean? But they talk like they got a more than one or two. I'm talking about the pows. Okay, let me see.
No, let's see. Also, yeah, exactly. How much rugs can it? It was insane. And get this, it was all in this like vintage Gucci case, Gucci pouch. Was no lie. I was like, this is kind of cute. It was black. It had just one stripe. It was tasteful. Yeah, it was like very Dapper Dan. Okay. Anyway, Miss Liz said, Tisa Pearson. Oh yes. Be safe. A TikTok in Denise was.
Uh-oh.
Stop it. Jesse Weber reported, "Please have security watch you almost home, Kyle. You in the news. The break for all you do." You welcome. You welcome. Elvira Leo said, "Thanks for the updates. Keeping it real. Don't worry, y'all. I got security. It's cool." Caroline, what's up, mama? Said, "We met Friday. The girl with the braids. What's up, mama? I admire your drive." Francine, thank you so much for the Cash App. She said, "I admire your drive. Wishing you even more success. Hope we cross paths again." Fun fact, Diddy, oh my God, thank you, Lisa B. Thomas, for the Cash App. Hope we cross paths again. Fun fact, Diddy went by Frank Black. Cassie's daughter is Frankie. If you need a summer moderator, I'm in. I'm a high school teacher with tech skills. Thank you so much. I'll reach out to you.
Shoot, I need her to reach out. I need to reach out to her because I sure need help with the tech skills on this thing. I ain't got nobody to help me. But y'all, did y'all see the short I did about the clonazepam bottle? It had the name Jenny Frank Black on it. Jenny or Frank Black on it, the name, and then it had the address to the 24-hour like place you can go get medication from, right? Pharmacy, doctor's office, whatever it was. It had that address on it, and it had so it had the wrong name, the wrong address. The medication was correct, and then they said that was RICO in itself, totally illegal. Okay, so it's on my short. It's on my short. I did it today. I said I got to do something, but yeah, that's all into. Was it racketeering? I don't know, y'all. I don't get in trouble like that, but it's racketeering or RICO. It's in my. Dang it! It's on my short. It's on my short. My last short. Okay. Sorry about that. I couldn't figure it out. I can't. But anyway, it's illegal.
But let me tell you something. I think that Cassie might have named him Frankie for something else. They said Famer Tube is next you in this YouTube. Oh, okay. Let me move over. Sierra side. Hold on, let me move over. Just a little bit for you guys. Everybody left, so we can actually be live from the courthouse. What y'all think, right?
Go ahead, Laura.
Sierra Side said, "Can you and other content creators come together for the transcripts and share among each other?" Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm getting listen, I'm buying the transcripts because y'all are always funding me.
Y'all, listen. Now, That woke me up a little bit. Now I've been looking all over all day. I just been like paying attention to what each of the ones I like to watch. Each one says about their experience. The ones that's actually at the courthouse, they still having differences in what they're saying. I mean, no, don't do no, not together. That'll be like a freaking debate. Just one. One get there, you get yours that way. Yeah. I already looked. I looked today. One said the lady that got on there like the expert witness, she got on there and she said, like when you're being beat and they give you a little money but not enough to really get away so they can keep reeling you in, all that kind of stuff. Like Tisa's gonna say, and I agree, yeah, she did a great job. But the one I just watched, he said, nah, because found out that she got paid $6,000 for that testimony, which she did. That's when she go to court, she gets $6,000. And yeah, so they didn't agree that she did a good job, but they could see it. They believed that at first, but at the end, said it looked like she was going to her Monday through Friday job, and that's just what she does. But some believe that she threw down, and I think she threw down too. I mean, I ain't gonna say everything she said, but yeah. So no, do it by yourself.
If any other creators want to go like 5 on it, I'll be happy to do that. But I'm using y'all funding to do it. Thank y'all so much. I reinvest into the channel. Mary Quaylen. So we need to thank the super chatters for helping buy the transcripts. Mary Quaylen, thank you so much for the super chat. Donya Knows, welcome to the YouTube family. Also, Doree Angels at Tisa, my workday is not complete without your updates. Thank you. Okay, so listen, let's get through this. Thank y'all so much. Okay, so here we go. Right. So they had a box of ammo. They was like saying, so with the box, let me move over. I'm like blocking the entrance. Y'all know I love being in the way. Okay, so in the halls of justice. Okay, let me stop. Okay, right? So anyway, I'm Millie Rock. Okay, let me stop. All right, ready? Nunya D said, I have a feeling Diddy makes money with the Smex videos. You actually might be right. Okay, let's get. I knew it. Okay, let me stop. Hold on. Also, Callie B says, "Whole party you've been following for years. You're the only one killing the game. Me right now." Okay, let me stop. Listen. Who said cringe? Get on with that. CBRC, baby. That's my channel. This is Cringe Central. No, I'm not. Just for that. This is my channel. You don't like it? You know what you can do. Okay, so let's get into this, right? Okay, so they said that Diddy's kids are back in the courtroom. I'm gonna run through everything I saw on her to give you my take, right? Diddy's kids are back in the courtroom, okay? They said played empty hose, armored, blah blah blah, search. Oh, so
I wonder if they're gonna testify since they were there for everything, and they haven't been giving interviews and stuff like that. They may have been trying to threaten people and stuff, but it didn't work. But they haven't. I wonder if they're gonna testify, and then I wonder, are at least 2 of them co-conspirators? I wondered, the boys, the girls, nothing to do with nothing. But the boys, I don't think Quincy got nothing to do with it. I don't know though. But I'm just gonna put all 3 of the boys in there. I wonder if they're gonna testify or are they gonna be co-conspirators. I just wonder. That's all.
Kenny Garagos is questioning the marshal that did the raid on Diddy's house. And she's trying to make a big deal out of the fact that Diddy has an iron gate. And instead of ringing the doorbell and being like, ring-a-ding-ding, they took the armored tank and just smashed through. I get the point she was making, but that's what happens in a raid. Why would you alert security you about to get raided? We already saw what happened in New Jack City. Everybody knows the drugs get dropped down the toilet. Diddy, what is you talking about? So they're trying to make us feel sorry that his gate wasn't even destroyed. It was just off the hook a little bit. Man, that's the least of your worries, a smashed gate. You know what I'm saying? Also, Callie B said, so proud of you. Been following for years. You are the only one killing the game right now. Thank y'all so much. Also, Jacqueline, thank you so much for the super chat. Right? Also, Beverly Ann said, doing such an right? Again, they kept going back to that gun, saying it was by security. And I'm like, but if this was security, why would you hide it in a suitcase? Even if somebody rolled up into your house and it was something with like a hostage situation, how are you going to go in and get your hammer out of a suitcase? What are you going to tell the hostage people you're doing? I'm just looking for an extra pair of socks. It makes no sense that that gun was being used for security because it was too hard to access on just a regular day. Right? They said there was a music. Then they showed a picture and Diddy in his bedroom. He had like a Restoration Hardware cloud couch in the corner. And they were like, did you see this? The pillows are all astrew. And I was like, this looks like my room on a regular day. Again, I'm not feeling sorry for this whole race.
Hey, excuse me, y'all. But could y'all hit the like button, please? Thank you.
This looks like my regular room. All right. So what else happened? They wanted to admit this photo under seal that had somebody in it. I don't know what it is. Nobody could tell, and they were all very, very cagey about it. You know what you're saying? Luvivia Reza, I think I already read this, but I'm going to keep reading it again. You said, please keep it going, girl. You're making my day. Watching you from Canada. Also, we have... And she's like, so you have a gun? And he was like, yes, that is correct. And they're like, no further questions, Your Honor. Like, she ate that. Okay. You got that, right? Anyway, also then Dr. Dr. Dawn Hughes came on the stand, or as I like to call it, Diddy's worst nightmare, right? Wow. She had a blonde bob. She had on a beige or tannish pinstripe suit to match the blonde. She looked super official. She is in clinical psychology. She's trained in trauma, domestic violence. She is an expert on trauma, abuse, and addiction. She does clinical. She's been doing this for 30 years. She testifies. She does reports. She assesses. She's a professor at Cornell University. She deals in interpersonal and traumatic stress. Listen, Diddy's team was doing everything they can to object. They did not want her to speak because they don't want a jury to hear her professional opinion. Now, listen to her professional opinion because she broke it all the way down. She said, listen.
But listen, before she say this is what I was talking about. I didn't know. I thought I skipped over it, but I'm glad I didn't. But yeah. It's another YouTube creator. He did not agree with this, but we'll see.
Anyone can be abused. It defies social status. It defies what's in your bank account. Whether you're strong, weak, whatever you want to call yourself, anyone can be abused, right? She said abuse isn't just hitting, it's behavior. The constant threat can make you feel trapped. Also, all abuse, domestic violence comes with love, attention, attraction in the relationship. That always has to be there. And she said there's physical, and the person teaches you that there's physical consequences from abuse and the higher concept leaning. And I'm right about this. Mark Garagos was like, no. Well, not Garagos. I want to call him Mark Agnifilio Jr. because he looked like a younger version of Mark Agnifilio. I wonder, does Mark Agnifilio have kids? I don't know. They seem like they're from the same tribe, the same bloodline. DJ See No Evil said, thank you. I've watched different YouTubers on Diddy's case, and they don't know half of what you do. I appreciate you doing. So, thank you so much for tuning in. Shout out to all the YouTubers trying to make it work, but also shout out to you.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's just weird. And then they go back to
Katie Aldina said the halls of justice. Watch out, Tisa's house. That's right. Moni R said, thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, so listen, right? Anyway, she went on to say, right? Domestic violence is not just about hitting. They establish their power in other ways, right? Hitting instills fear. The fear goes into relationships. Then you spend all your time trying to appease the person, thinking about how to stay safe. It's a debilitating emotion. Roller coaster versus butterflies. The violence doesn't have to happen all the time. There's threats, there's control, there's put downs. But get this, the more the violence happens, the harder it is to get through it. She said there's a psychology of abuse, the threatening, the controlling the victim, the intimidation, throwing things, controlling them, making them feel entrapped, intimidating them so they feel like they can't make their own choices. They said the psychological effect is basically you end up walking on eggshells, right? Because you know that you have to manage this person's emotions because abuse can come out in any time. And that's when she also said that sex abuse is so horrible and private and damaging. It's a special type of harm that causes irreparable PTSD. You, on top of everything that's going on, you experience shame, degradation, humiliating, and you can't talk about it, right? Oh my God, Carmel.
That is so true, y'all. Just think about, how you well, not me though. I mean, not saying that I can't. Anyway, I can't tell y'all. Well, I probably have, but yeah, I'm sorry. But I know some people have been, you ever heard somebody say, dang, I had to walk on eggshells. I mean, yeah. And then when the one that's been great, yeah, they feel shame. They start having them panic attacks, anxiety attacks, all of that kind of stuff, Now that one I do know about, but oh, and y'all, please hit the like button, please, and subscribe if you haven't.
Bennett said Dawn Hughes is the same doctor that ruined Amber Heard. I know that's right, Carmel Bennett.
She showy.
I know that's right. She is. She's very good at what she does. She says that
I watched that.
She said that there's emotional abuse, right? They instill you with a low sense of self.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, guys. They instill you with a low. Hold on, really quick. You know what? I think I'm gonna wrap up like around 4:40 or 4:30. Okay. Yeah, so if you want to tell them, like, it's like 4:12 right now. So it's like 18 more minutes. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Hi. Yeah, but what's going on? Are you sure? It's fine. They're fine. But go on. No. The what? Hey.
Yeah, Tisa's taking pictures for the New York Times. He's gonna be in the New York Times. They just walk
guys,
and grab them. Okay, not grab them. They asked.
Thank you. Okay, so I got written up in the New York Times. Did you know? Thank you so much. Okay, I got written up in the New York Times, guys. They were just taking pictures.
That's it.
Oh, okay. Anyway, forget about it. Forget I said anything. Let's move on. Okay, really quick. Danielle Walini said, hey, you said, get it, girl. Thanks for the updates. I love it when I catch you live.
Okay.
Air, fire, water. Yeah. Anyway, have y'all seen the Avatar? The new.
It's funny to me. Let me see. All right. Okay, we're coming, y'all. Sorry. Oh, shoot. Told y'all.
And if you can't talk about it, you can't get help. She said there's also financial abuse that goes into that, right? Fendi Smith said, you're amazing, girl. Love your voice. You're spunky. So there's also financial abuse. There is psychological and financial. You don't have the psychological or financial means to leave. So the financial control, they make sure that you never have access, feel like you never can even plan on the higher level of how you want to leave. Now get this. This is why Diddy's team was so upset. When I tell y'all, the jury was locked in. The jury was locked in. They were dripping off of every word she said, just locked in, taking notes. Even the jurors that I felt like before were not pro Diddy, because I don't know what any jury's saying, but it didn't seem like they were buying what the prosecution was selling. They were locked into, dripping off of every word. This woman was so informative, and she really broke it down as to, right? She says, the thing is, and this is the thing with bad abuse, you don't need everything. And oftentimes, sometimes you can have everything at once, and sometimes they happen little by little by little, the controls. She said the more trauma you have, the worse it is because it increases by severity, magnitude, duration. She said that sometimes they do show you love, companionship, kindness. There's always a honeymoon stage after they beat your butt,
Right.
and they turn into what you always wanted, and it creates this type of psychological confusion. A trauma bonds your needs and your wants and the attachment.
Y'all remember how the man or the woman, whichever one was the abuser, would just smack you or something, and then the next thing you know, they all lovey-dovey, and then a few days or weeks later, they do it all over again, and you know what I mean? That's a yeah, that is true.
And then they give you intimate reinforcement for good and bad, right? It's like she said it's like a slot machine, right? You might not win, but you in that casino every day. That is a trauma buy. She said they said that, and they have you involved in acts that are so humiliating that the only person you can even talk about it is the person that tortured you. And she said it's harder to leave because you don't have agency at that point. Now, listen, the defense was doing everything they could to discredit it. Brianna Walker, thank you so much for the super chat. Also, Kareem Vanessa said, hi, T said, did Cuddy testify? No, but he is 100% testifying tomorrow. The defense ran out the clock. Also, Coretta K. Carlson, thank you so much for the super chat. And Shadora Only on Me, thank you so much for the super chat. Also, Diane Decker, thank you for the super chat. And tell the people what Sunny said, congratulations, the next Wendy Williams show, Justice for Wendy.
All right, y'all. Okay, Cecilia Jackson. Thank you for only writing it one time. Okay, she said Tisa is biased. A reporter reports, not give opinions. But Cecilia Jackson, thank you for that. That's your opinion. Everybody gets their own opinion. They're not judged at all. But Tisa's not a reporter though. She is a YouTuber. She is a YouTuber. She's just acting up out there. But she's a YouTuber and she'll tell you that. But yeah. And I'm not a reporter, as you can see. I'm biased because I didn't need to go. But yeah, Tisa's not she's not a reporter. You know, they just saw her and they just decided they might want to write her up in the New York Times. That's all. But yeah, she's always been for the victims. Always will be for the victims. She helps the unprivileged, challenge, kids. She does all that. But yeah, one thing she is to me is not biased. She's gonna always go for the victims. So no reporter there. But thank you.
T Boomer said it's over for Diddy. Keep up the good work. Thank you. And Tammy Mitchell said sending protective energy. I know that's right. Brianna S. Walker said you're the best with giving the play-by-play. Thank you. And BB said thank you for all that you do and speak out against abuse and violence. This is all learning experience exactly for all of us to protect and educate our children and loved ones. This continues. Listen, this continues to heal my soul. DB and SA survivors. Shout out to you, Mama. How's the glam? What's up, Jamie? Better stop lying. There's no tax on tips. Baby, you might see me in the King of Diamonds. SR Ridley, a nurse.
The Kings of Diamonds. What's that, y'all? Sorry. Y'all, today is let me get myself into it. Let me okay. Sorry, y'all. Okay. She's coming.
Intense fear because they don't know when it's coming. And you know what Diddy, that's one thing everybody testified, that he would mollywop her out the blue and it would be horrible and shocking. Robin the Slumber said, no tax on tips just passed. Enjoy your tax-free super chat. You're the hardest work ever. You better stop lying. There's no tax on tips. Baby, you might see me in the King of Diamonds. SR Ridley, a nurse you can trust, said, you need a neighborhood watch for predators. We need a neighborhood watch for predators. We definitely do. Okay, so I'm sorry. I know. Can you move back? You like, I can't concentrate. Okay, so They said that the victims often return. It's often not free, so it's better in relationships. They said how we deal with stressors, right? They get a formal strategy. Cynthia Hill said, "Thank you for everything you do, Tisa. So we all need to have a meetup with you when this is over." All right, I'll bring my secure tie. Okay, so listen, right? They said that how they deal with the stressors, they have a formal strategy. Some of them go to police and protection, but that's usually the last thing that actually happens. They said there's also informal strategies, talking to get their, that's like talking to their friends and family to help get them out, right? They also have coping strategies. They plead, and this is where Cassie comes in, and the jury was like, they plead, they placate, they fight back. It literally is like they are at war. In Perry said, beautiful black woman doing her best to give us the best reporting on this case. So proud of you. God bless. Thank you so much, In Perry. Also, CC 2 Cents said, do you think Diddy treats beautiful women so poorly because they bring out an insecurity in him?
Thank you so much for letting me know. KOD. It's a strip club in Miami, y'all. I did not know. Ayuko? I hope I said it right. If not, I apologize. Well, okay, you must be talking to Tisa on the. I'm doing the reaction too. But thank you for letting me know what KOD is. I didn't know. All right, y'all. Let's keep it moving. Y'all, please hit the if you don't mind. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you like the reaction, please hit the thumbs up button for me, please. Please, thank you. Okay. Come on, girl.
Like their beauty highlights something he feels he's lacking. I honestly don't know. There's something wrong with that man. We're going to talk about it in depth later on tonight, but there's something it's given trauma, childhood trauma. Mama Heather said Cassie was in survival mode. Her brain was programmed by trauma and she was in zombie mode. Exactly. That's what this witness broke down. They said the last one, the coping strategy, is the most common, right? And she said you don't use them all at the same time, but you definitely use them. Also, Bridget M said you're doing an awesome job. You deserve all the blessings coming your way. Thank you so much. Also, really quick, Natural Chronicle Braid.
Oh, shoot. Sorry, y'all. Tisa, what's going on, girl? Oh, Lord. 1 second, everybody. 1 second, 1 second. I know. I'm gonna get you what's his name? Oh shoot, y'all. Oh well. My goodness. Okay. Hold it. Let me pause. Let me get to no. I think she left me. Wait a minute. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. I'm gonna learn something new.
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you are marked Agnephilio, once again, it looks like you might have played your hand too far. Y'all, what am I talking about? First of all, I lost my microphone, so we're going to have to do this old school tattletales. I'm going to have to get right here so y'all hear me. Y'all, Diddy had the worst day ever in trial. Listen, F what those blogs are saying. Diddy got destroyed by that expert witness.
Y'all, I am so sorry, but we went to another video. I didn't know how to do that, but now I just learned. So, let's just get into it. It ain't but a little under 9 minutes, okay? Sorry.
They literally tried to do everything they can, and in real life, she came off as authoritative, in control, and explaining everything that happened with Cassie. But baby, that's not all. They said the federal agents let us know, forget the baby oil. Diddy had mess in the eye drops. We're gonna get into that. Diddy had a whole pharmacy. He even had rocks in there. I said, is Diddy on no, but they said it was MDMA rocks, like purple crystals. And I said, but why is it in crystals? Why is it are you smoking MDMA? What is going on?
Yeah.
Diddy had MDMA mixed with Colombian Dancing does.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't think it like
Xanax mixed with ketamine. It was a pharmacy in.
She's coming. I see her. Oh, Tisa. Tisa. Girl. Sorry about the
there. It was literally something from the island of Doctor Strange. But the best part is Diddy's team actually outsmarted themselves. They literally stood up.
Oh my God, I told you I needed that teacher, whoever.
In court, talking about Gina's not coming.
I need help.
Said, well, Mark Agnifilio, first of all, calm yourselves. That's what Judge Aaron said. But second of all, how y'all know Gina's not coming? How y'all know what Gina's not doing? How y'all know Gina's not showing up?
That's right. How you know?
Yo, we need to talk about this because honestly, I think Diddy actually really played himself on this one. If you guys don't know, I'm in court Monday through Friday. I know all over everybody got a different opinion, but I'm telling you what I see with my own eyes and ears, and I'm telling you, it's not hitting the way you think it's hitting in live tweets. Make sure y'all follow, and I do a bunch of updates, but let's get into the Gina stuff because, baby, this is wild. Okay, so where are we? Oh, so when it comes to the Diddy mess, y'all check this out. Because I actually need to read from the transcript. Diddy is a fool, okay? So it started with Mark Agnifilio, okay? So the lawyers were like, okay, so yeah, we have this testimony from Gina. She did it before she went missing. Why don't we just submit this so we can read it in court? Mark Agnifilio, Yana, the prophet, there was an email chain that Gina had, I guess, with the U.S. attorneys or like whatever, right? Because they're like, we don't need you to testify. And also, they were like, Mark Agnifilio, y'all been, Gina. It is like an episode of Martin in there. Y'all been talking about Gina so much. When Cassie's on the stand, this and that, y'all brought Gina up. So since we want to talk about Gina, let's talk about Gina and what she said in the emails. So the United States, Mark Agnifilio was like, Yana, the proper email chain is about Gina, and Gina is out of the case. She's not coming. Oh, but listen, here's what happened because I was in court, right? Okay, right? Welcome to my dirty room, right? They was like, Gina, like it was the episode of Martin, right? So they're talking, and the prosecution, because they know they got this, they're just like, can we submit the evidence? And all of a sudden, out the blue, Mark Agnifilio jumps up, because I got to do this justice. Mark Agnifilio jumps up and was like, Yana, the profit email chain is about Gina. And listen, look, he hit the thing.
Oh my God.
Look, Gina's out of the case. Gina's not coming. Okay? He's like, Gina's out of the case. Gina's not coming. She's not coming. Right? And literally everybody in the court, at least me, was like, how y'all know Gina's not coming?
Exactly.
And the prosecution literally looked at Mark jumping up. Gina's not coming. He was like putting on this show. The prosecution looked at Mark Agnifilio and said, but Gina's in the indictment, right? So then Agnifilio was like, Yana, they could get her here, and they're choosing not to. I'll submit a letter by 10 p.m. Now, let me tell you what I think I'm going.
You better be submitted.
I truly believe that Mark Agnifilio is the king of the legal finesse. Even though Judge Arun is getting sick of Mark's mess, baby, and we love to see it, right? Again, he's gotten on to Mark Agnifilio's little legal finesse. Mark Agnifilio has mastered the whole, golly shucks, I don't know what I'm doing, even though he is a legal shark. But it gets old after a while when you watch him. Like, Mark, we see you for your works. Like, just take the mask off and show us your teeth. Anyway, here's what I think the plan was. Their plan was, first they tried to be like, victim 3 flipped. Because don't forget they made a release that. And Mark Agnifilio just confirmed that victim 3 is Gina. Mark Agnifilio, Gina. And, okay, where do I start? So Gina.
Look. I don't know if
made a statement that like
wait a minute. I don't know if Rainy's on here or not, but anyway, don't y'all know twice on the other video though? Somebody asked Tisa, was Allie Carter gonna testify? 2 times and have they found the tunnels? Ellie Carter, I keep telling y'all, Ellie Carter is not, unless you went to the courthouse and changed her name. Her name is Tori Outlaw, and she is with this woman named Shelly that could be named Rochelle. Okay, Allie/Tori has never met Diddy in her life. She has never seen the tunnel. She has never done none of that. None of that. Why, when she look at the videos next time and see how much she talk about the children, okay? It's all about her and Shelly. Her and Shelly are like this. Lovey-dovey. Put a ring on it, okay? We have been talking about her already. We've done all of that. Tisa just don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, so she just say, they'll go over the, we get more people that's gonna testify each day. They give us a list each day. We see the list each day. There is no freaking Ellie Carter gonna testify, okay? She was never with Diddy now. She made it up. She conjured out of money. God, she had the same story for over 5 years on the internet, okay? All right. I just thought I'd put that out there because I find it funny that people still believe that mess. Go to King World's page and go to his deep dives, and you will see. Eyes are on her right now. She's not missing. Somebody thought she was missing. She's not missing. Eyes on her as we speak. Okay? Okay.
I'm not testifying. And I never want to testify. Y'all made me testify while the feds is holding on to everything. And I hope to God, if Cassie got 20 million, I hope to God Diddy at least gave Gina 10 million. But something tells me the way she was windmilling with Young Miami, and still had carpet on her floors from 1970. Something tells me all Diddy gotta do is give her a kiss on the forehead and a pat on the head. And Gina, I really honestly feel like Gina has trauma bonded with that man so much. And I actually wonder about her family support system. I'm not even shading. Like, do you have anybody to help you through this tough time? And again, everybody's family is a little bit dysfunctional. But with Gina and the Diddy and the trauma bond, it makes me wonder, does the dysfunction outweigh the love? Because the people that pull through, the love outweighs the dysfunction in their family. But anyway, right? Something tells me Gina ain't getting nothing but a 2-piece biscuit from Popeyes, and she probably had to go pick it up. Diddy probably didn't even DoorDash it to her. I think she getting a thank you. But anyway, right? They said that they could get her here. So y'all brought up Gina, and you did it because you're trying to bait the prosecution. First, Gina said she didn't want to be there. Diddy tried to get his search warrant thrown out, saying that it was based on information from people that weren't really mad at him. Okay, Diddy. Then, right? Then I think the second thing they're trying to do is they're trying to bait the prosecution into bringing Gina. So when Gina comes, she can be like, what? What are you talking about? Gina, is it not true that you enjoyed? Yes, I participated in lots of freak offs. Gina, is it not true that this is what you did in a consensual relationship? Absolutely. I loved every moment of the freak offs. Is it not true that everybody was consensual? Absolutely. They think that they're going to get the prosecution to force to bring Gina in because the defense brings her in and she testifies on Diddy's side because the defense mounts their arguments the last 2 weeks of trial. Everybody's going to roll their eyes like, Gina, you clearly flipped for Diddy. It clearly looks like that. So you need prosecution to bring her in. So Gina can say some dumb stuff on the stand. And then you can be like, lady.
All they have to do is get the Tasha K interview. Get the Tasha K interview. Tasha, everybody knows, man. Get the Tasha K interview. For a whole straight hour, Tasha K grilled her, and y'all know how Tasha K is. She got it.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this is what a good woman looks like. She is a dum-dum that got abused. She is a dum-dum that this and that. And she is a dum-dum because a good woman acts for nothing, gives everything. And in the end, Did y'all ever read the book about the giving tree? Diddy's team is literally acting like to be in a relationship with Diddy, you got to be a giving tree. And y'all know what it is. The giving tree gave everything they had until there was a stump. And then the giving tree was just happy that the little boy sat on the stump of what they once were and like was just sat there and pondered. And they were like, oh, I'm finally abused. Gina is the giving tree.
Oh my God.
Anyway, right? They think they're setting us trap for the prosecution. The prosecution said, what trap? How about we just read the emails that Gina told us and what she's going to say? So Mark says around 10, he's going to offer some evidence that couldn't be it. On another note, right? The Homeland Security officer discovered bottles of eye drops, right? Everybody looking at the baby oil, they need to be looking at those eye drops. This ain't a good day for Diddy. Diddy let us know he'd be walking around dressed like a Muslim woman from the neck up. Booty butt, naked on the neck down. I'm not joking. The special worker said he comes in a burqa and a hijab. All you see is this. And from the neck down, he is completely naked, walking around with a bottle of Astroglide, pacing. And then the Fed said they tested the eye drops. And forget about the baby oil having something in. We were wrong. I thought the baby oil had something in it. It's not the baby oil. The eye drops was laced with.
Wouldn't it burn his eyes?
The eye drops was laced with MDMA, and ecstasy. So there was something laced with MDMA at the freak offs. But that's when Diddy was passing around his Lumenfi eye drops. Why would you? Well, I already know why you lacing the eye drops, but that's diabolical. You walking around with burqa, only thing we see is your eyes, and you putting ketamine and MDA while you walking around booty butt naked. Y'all, listen, this was a bad day for Diddy. The witness whooped your butt. The prosecution is on your little scheme about Gina, and now we know that the baby oil wasn't rugged, but the eye drops were. Y'all listen. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Show y'all something. Let me show y'all. Look, see?
By trauma, and she was in zombie mode. Exactly. That's what this witness broke down.
I lost.
They said that. They said the last one, the coping strategy, is the most common, right? And she said you don't use them all at the same time, but you definitely use them. Also, Bridget M said you're doing an awesome job. You deserve all the blessings coming your way. Thank you so much. Also, really quick, Natural Chronicle Braid said,
I'm all over the place, y'all.
Language that victim, a lot of people don't like being seen as victims, so they use minimizing language. It wasn't that bad. They leave out graphic details. There's no, I'm not a victim and they're not an abuser. Okay. It's wild. But again, the crazy thing is, this was like her reading Cassie's testimony. Floricia LaBelle. Hey, what's up? Floricia LaBelle. Thank you so much for the super chat. It got so bad that it seemed like they was just reading down Cassie's testimony, that they were like, are you working with the prosecution? Did you see the notes? Hey, I'll see you tomorrow. What's up? Did you see the notes? Are you working with the prosecution? They literally accused a world-class expert of 30 years of throwing everything away so that she could get this prosecution, this testimony. And she was like, absolutely not. What's going on is, this is general. Every person that suffers abuse like this is what happens to them. Also, Floricia
See, the other person didn't say that. The other content creator, he didn't say that. He didn't say that like that's what everybody in general acts like. You know what I mean? He made it seem like, oh, the prosecution told you what to say. You and the prosecution got together and they told you what to say and you told them how you was going to answer. That's the way he had his thing. But no, that's just a generalization of the thousands of people that she has had in her office before on her couch.
Belle, thank you so much for the super chat, right? They said, hey, have a good one. So they also said, it's too painful to admit the self-blame and shame. It takes years to understand what actually happened. They said that they never talk about reality. They use minimizing language, trauma memory. They said that the pain is very, very bright, but they lack the details because they are in combat mode. She sees it all in combat veterans, with law enforcement, with child sex abuse. They said in general, the psychological effect of stress, central details, what they think the only thing that they remember is what is significant. Mind you, they can remember being great, but they might not remember any details except for the way the ceiling was cracked. You know, you remember little things, but only what was significant to you, right? And the significance, essential, and they're like, well, you don't remember central details, and they're like, only what is good for us. They said that anyway, they said it's fragmented, narrow of attention, all memories. They push it down in their brains. Baby, listen, they literally acted like,
yeah, they suppressed it.
like they wrecked Taxi's testimony. The defense was so mad. When I tell you, the defense was like, objection. And then they're like, so you get paid by the U.S. government. And she's like, I have a fee of $6,000. So they're paying you $6 an hour. And she's like, everybody pays me $6 an hour. I'm a world-class expert. Then they tried to say that she was actually 100% to God working for the prosecution. She was like, if you don't get out of here. They were trying to hammer her every which way, but it never really worked. Hold on, guys. I'm going to pack up, but we're not getting off live yet. Hey. What's up, Mama? Say hi.
Hey, Miss Knockout, Miss _ Knockout on the clock.
That's right.
All right, y'all. I am gonna, since we did 2 videos, that was not in my plan, but I want to thank y'all for talking, joining in, found it. Yeah. So if anybody hasn't subscribed, please do so, and please hit the like button, and I will talk to y'all later. I hope I'll try. Y'all, I'm so sorry I apologize for all of the mistakes I made tonight, y'all. All right. Thank y'all for hanging in there with me. All right. Bye.